All right, everybody, welcome back to the stream. Hope everybody had a great week. Hey, Renee, welcome back. Mark, Ed, welcome back to the stream.
Oh, hello.
Hope you guys are doing well. We were just talking about all of the weather going on in the U.S. It's not so bad here in Colorado, but in Massachusetts, it looks like they're getting some more snow. And Ed might actually have to put a jacket on in Florida, so lots of
Yeah.
weather out there.
Hey Ed, did you put the mattresses down for all the lizards falling out of the trees?
I don't have in my neighborhood. We don't have lizards. They're all over the place, but not in my neighborhood. So I don't. I haven't seen any around here.
Hey, Tim, welcome back to the stream. Justin, welcome back. 22 inches last week with Renee. Wow. Yeah, we had a little bit of snow. I finally had to break out the snow blower and run it over my driveway and the sidewalk and all of that. But that's the first time this year, and we've at least usually had one pretty decent snow by now. But yeah, that's the first time I've had to get out the shovel or anything this year. And it's deep into January. And it got pretty cold too, so the snow stayed for a couple of days. There's still a little bit of snow on the ground, but not
Yeah,
much. It's like little patches of it. Like it ain't nothing crazy. The roads are dry. So
we're we're supposed to have cold weather the next 4 or 5 days. Go down to maybe high 30 to low 40s. In the evening, maybe in the afternoon, will be in the 50s. And that's cold for us.
yeah, you might actually have to wear a jacket or long sleeves or
Exactly.
something.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's funny. 13 inches in North Carolina today. I saw what's his name had a stream today. Who's the internet weatherman? Ryan Hall. Do y'all watch that guy? He has a
No.
couple of like storm chasers or whatever out there. If there's ever any weather in the U.S., look for a guy named Ryan Hall, and he has a stream with it. And there's usually some weather chasers. They do the hurricanes and they do blizzards too. And these dudes are driving around in blizzards. It's pretty cool. But he's like the internet weatherman. Has anyone heard of the Atom Form Palette 300 3D printer with 12 heads that is coming to Kickstarter?
No.
I
I haven't
looked
heard
at
anything.
one of the Autoform palettes in the news a couple weeks ago, but I don't think it had 12 heads. But they have a couple of things that have been coming out. Says someone has to let me in. I don't see you in the waiting room, Justin. Maybe try again. I didn't hear you being in. If you guys see Justin, try to come in. Let him in. I didn't see you come in, Justin, so maybe try it again.
I'm sitting here and it's only 10 degrees right now.
Man. See, when I lived in Minnesota, 10 degrees at this time of year would be celebrated. Like in January, the high would be like negative 18. That'd be the high. So, like, and it only gets that cold here for a brief amount of time and not as cold and not for as extended period of time. So it's pretty lucky. And when I lived in Albuquerque, you get enough weather for it to be weather, um, but it's fairly mild. But man, one year in Albuquerque, we got 22 inches of snow in like 3 hours or something like that, and it shut that place down for 3 days straight. Like, I mean, everything was shut down. The gas stations, the roofs over the gas pumps and everything all collapsed and everything. So, like, even the gas stations were closed. And for like 3 days straight, it was pretty funny. And in New Mexico, there's probably like 2 snow trucks in the whole state, you know, unless it's up in the north in Santa Fe and Taos and all that. But getting the roads scraped and all of that took days and days and days. It was pretty funny. They were not prepared for it, but it never really snows like that there. But that was the snowpocalypse when I lived there, and it just happened in one afternoon, and they said it was gonna, you know, a 10% or 20% chance of snow, and it dumped like 22 inches or something crazy on us. It was pretty funny. That's probably 15 years ago.
You know, we got lucky with this weekend's because if it had tracked closer to us, it would have been a typical nor'easter with, they call it like a snow cyclone thing. And we would have ended up with another 2 feet on top of the 2 feet we already got.
Terrible.
That's crazy.
Have you ever had that you try to open the door and you can't open it because there's so much snow that you can't get out?
In Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, God.
Yeah, like in
Right.
my front door, if it would snow a whole bunch, like there would be, you know, a foot or two of snow, and if it got windy or whatever, then all that snow would blow up on my door, and I would open the door, and it would just be solid block of snow there or whatever, and I'd have to like punch my way out and then shovel. I used to have to keep a shovel right by the door on the inside, so I could shovel my way out of the door to get to my car. That place was crazy. And in my garage, like my house is like on a little hill, and my garage was like inside of that hill, but it wasn't connected to the house, so there was no heat from the house that got into the garage. So I would drive around and get all kinds of snow on my car, and I would pull it into the garage and shut the garage door, and then, you know, go upstairs, and the heat from the engine would melt, you know, a little bit of the snow that was on my car onto the ground. And then it would be so cold that it would freeze, and the water would freeze my tires to the ground. So sometimes my car would be frozen inside of the garage to the ground.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Because of the water or whatever. It was so crazy there. I spent 2 winters there and then moved to Washington, D.C. So crazy. All right, so this is a cool little model that I found. I'm printing the Pikachu one, but there's all kinds of these little cool models there. So that's what I'm printing tonight, along with some other stuff on the H2D. I did get, today actually, I got some more 0.4 nozzles. So I'm all stocked up on that. I did not get the high flow ones because I didn't feel like spending $360 to get 6 high flow nozzles. So I just bought a couple of the 0.4s instead. And they came into stock pretty quick. It was like, I think Monday or Tuesday that they came back into stock, and I ordered them, and I got them today. So I didn't have to wait not even 2 weeks to get the rest of them. So that wasn't too bad. All right, so let's dive into some prints, and it looks like Ed and Justin are gonna compete on airplanes and Star Wars things. It's pretty awesome. But we'll start with Ed and his stuff this week. And this one turned out really, really nice. And this is from that same dude that does all the little kit ones, right? And I think, Justin, you've done the same one before. I recognize this pattern on the wings.
Yeah, it's Galactic Armory.
Yeah, it's a cool little print.
It is.
Yeah. And I printed this on the H2D, and it's 2 colors, so there was no purging of any waste. But it prints great because it all prints flat, so there's no support on this one at all.
And Pack Rat says nice details for a .4, and yeah, I mean you can get pretty good prints for a .4.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean you have to really scroll in to find stuff, but I like the pattern on the wings on this one. It looks really cool. Those circles are really cool.
Yeah, that's black. I mean, the majority is gray, but the wings have those accent in black.
Yeah, really cool print. Really, really cool.
The back of you.
And no glue or anything. And
No, no. Actually, I did when I originally printed. I didn't use any glue at all, but I gave it to my grandson, and he started playing with it. And you know how that is. So I did put a little bit of glue to keep the wings tied to the body. We just put a drop of glue on the body to the wing to hold it in place. But you're supposed everything is snapped in place.
nice.
I printed another one later. We'll see it that does have it does have support, and it's not snapped in place, so it's just one piece. We'll see it later. My grandson now is in Star Wars. I guess he saw a couple of movies with my son, and that's what he's asked me to print.
Nice. Star Wars over Star Trek all day long.
Yeah. This is
Good
just
looking clownfish.
yeah, and this is it moves. You know, it has. I had printed before for them, some of them, but they were just solid body. This one actually moves a little bit. A cute little print.
It looks like little Nemo or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's Nemo.
It's a cool little print. Oh wow, that's a nice bright color of yellow. Wow. That thing like pops off the screen. That's really cool. Is that just the standard bamboo yellow? That's really
Yeah.
bright. It's cool.
It's orange. It's orange. Oh, are you talking about the plane?
Yeah, the plane.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the. I guess I'm delayed in what I'm seeing here
Oh
on the
yeah, you
screen.
might be a couple of seconds delayed, but yeah, this
Yeah,
yellow
yeah.
plane like
Yeah,
flies
this
off
is
the
bamboo.
screen.
Yeah, this is bamboo basic yellow.
Yeah, it's super bright. It looks really good.
The light is the light of the H2D. I mean, I didn't print it in the H2D. I printed it in one of the X1C, but I put it in here to take the pictures. I find the light in there. It's better than the light that I have outside in that. So anyway, I just took the pictures in there, but I didn't print it in the H2D.
Nice.
And I'm surprised they print pretty fast, actually. I mean, their kit, though, snap together. There's no glue at all. You can use a little glue if you want to keep them in place, but I haven't used any glue in any of these. This one I did use some glue to keep it in place. It's supposed to be all snapped in, but it would actually come a little bit apart some of the areas. So I decided to put a drop of glue in the back to hold those gray engines in the back.
Yeah, you can't even tell. Even zoomed in. That's a really cool print. And is that Galactic Armory as well? This one?
Uh, I I don't remember who. You mean the designer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember who. Let me see if I find it here.
The
Hold
the
on.
designer is the same guy that does the planes, but it is licensed through Galactic Armory.
So it's the PB64 or whatever, dude, or 94 or
Galactic.
whatever.
It's Galactic Armory. That's at least
Yeah,
in Baker's World.
yeah, it's Galactic Armory, but PB 1994, the one that does all the planes and the stuff that I get commercial stuff from, he's the modeler.
Yeah, I think that's one of Galactic Armory's free ones on Maker's World. They recently put a couple up that you don't need to pay to get.
Yeah, yeah, this is directly from Maker's World, and it says Galactic Armory. When I'm following it, I went down to it, and it's directly Galactic Armory.
Yeah, I think they have 5 total Star Wars ships right now. It maybe 6. A couple of them are free, and then the rest of them you have to either be a subscriber to Galactic Armory's Patreon or you can purchase them.
Ton of cool models that they have. That you've shown us all, Justin. Like, they're all pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was going to print a skull that they released about a week ago, but I put it in the slicer and it was going to be like 240 hours to print this thing. It was a life-size alien skull.
Wow. How many colors did it have?
It was just one color, but it was like 4 foot by 5 foot in size.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's crazy. Be cool, though.
Yeah, I think it was like 6 kilograms of filament.
Wow.
3 rolls. Or no, that's 6 rolls. Right? 6 kilograms? That's crazy. More than
Yes,
that could get
needless
it.
to say, I didn't print that one.
Yeah, that's close
Okay.
to $100 print right there, just in filament. Bulk pricing is below 100, I guess. But good grief, that's a lot. At 240 hours, that's 10 straight days.
If you use the external spool, you could get those. What is it? The 3 kilogram roll.
Oh yeah, you could just get 2 of those. But still, good grief, that's a lot.
This is a cool little TIE fighter. Where'd you find this one?
It's a Maker's World. If you want, I can copy the. Let me see. I can copy the.
It's a
That's
TIE
funny.
Interceptor, but it looks like they tried to convert it for the First Order, which is for the new movies.
In here.
Turned out good though.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. This is print with support, but I printed it with PLA matte, and the support for you to take out. I mean, they're not as the filament is not as strong as a basic, but it's easier to take the support out.
So Gabe asked if I've tried out the golf ball. So on the days that I've had off, it's been like 50-mile-an-hour wind. snowing and negative 10 degrees outside. Or just too cold, so I haven't taken it out there yet, but I do plan on doing that. Actually, I'm going to Albuquerque next week. Maybe I'd take my golf clubs there, and if I get some time, I'll try to do it there. Maybe it's not as inclement in Albuquerque. But that is on my list of things to do, Gabe. I have not forgot about those golf balls. I want to see if they can handle the AI smoke stick, but we will see. But yeah, it's been too cold or too windy. And with the wind, I don't need any help getting the golf ball to not go where I want it to go. It does that all on its own. But I'm interested to see what these things will do. If they'll even survive. But we'll see. Hey, Colorado Adventure Club, welcome back. The winter has been atrocious. Yeah. And like it was nice all until Gabe sent me golf balls to use, and then the weather has been inclement ever since then. Jerk. You blame a lot of things on Gabe, especially since he's not here. Oh, that's a good photo. This straight on photo is a really good one. I don't know how much lag you got, but the straight on photo looks awesome. Just go to an indoor place so you don't lose it. Negative. Never.
He couldn't do that. He'd have to get out there and pick up all the pieces afterwards.
Yeah. They'll make me clean it up. Out on the golf course, I'll just drop another ball, use my foot wedge, and keep on going. Yeah, indoor, they might make me clean it up, and who knows with this thing if it'll... I don't know, there's some give to it, but... Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this thing doesn't smash into a million pieces. I need to figure out the best way to get a good shot of it, too. I guess my iPhone has the slow-mo. I'll have to figure out a good way to get a shot of that. See if we can get it, see it compress before it blasts into a million pieces. But soon, my friend, soon. I'm partially here, so blame Hotfix. That's funny. That's funny. I almost printed this F-18 this week as well. The Blue Angel one. It's a cool model as well.
I'm still seeing the prior print.
It'll be there in a second.
There, now I see it.
What color of blue did you use? Just the normal blue or the cobalt blue?
No, I think this is the basic blue. Basic blue.
Basic blue. Yeah, this is a cool model too. Blue Angel ones are awesome.
Yeah, I printed this in the X1 carbon.
And this is the same one from PB 1994 or whatever. PB 94.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, it is.
And see, I figured you have to print 4 of these or whatever, if you're gonna print them.
He has
And do they have?
every
Does he have
number.
4 with 4 different tail numbers or whatever?
Yep, he has every tail number, and then he also has the Air Force Thunderbird with the same thing.
Yeah, that'd be a good set for a bookshelf or whatever to print. Either one or
Yeah,
both of those.
I did the entire set of the Air Force Thunderbirds for my nephew and sent them to him. And then PB 1994 also made a stand to where you can put them in the diamond flight formation. And then he also did one where it has smoke, so you can do like it's shooting up,
Oh, nice.
for
Like it's
smoke.
doing the smoke trail or whatever, or chemtrails for you conspiracy theorists out there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really cool. Really, really cool.
My print just finished. I'm going to take another couple pictures and send to you, Lan.
All right. We'll jump over to Mark while you do that, and then I'll add those in. All right. Thanks for those photos, Ed. As always, if you liked any of those, be sure to smash the like button. And then let's see what Mark has been printing this week.
A lot of wife requests.
A lot of honeydews. Hey, Jack in the shop. Welcome back to the stream.
Now that is a pillbox. My mother needed a way to keep track of her meds for, the week. So you've got the orange signifying daytime, and then the blue for evening. And those doors just pop open, and it's just filament that holds them in place as the hinge.
Nice. Would that also be the little like pressure fit or whatever? Would that be called a compliant mechanism as well?
Yeah, I mean,
Rose.
possibly. I just, excuse me, I just fed a piece of, filament right between the doors and down the squares. It's got the holes all preset for it, and once it got to the end, I just clipped off the end of the filament, and so that I made it flush. So if she ever breaks a door, so to speak, all I got to do is pull out the filament and slide new filament in.
Nice.
If you look at the orange, it says A for AM, and then the blues say P for PM.
Now, is this door corner thing to get you in the right mood to go outside in Massachusetts right now?
I was going to say that was meant to be a joke, and then we got hit with the blizzard,
Yeah.
so it kind of actually ran into the right frame.
No, it's just a that's a warning sign. Do you really want to go outside? Dummy.
Penguins on patrol.
Oh man, I was watching a video today over it was in I think Philly, and people were fighting over parking spots, and like they're like, yo, if I scraped out this spot, I own it. It was pretty funny, dude. It was pretty funny.
I don't have to worry about that. My driveway is basically 55 feet long by 25 feet wide. So I don't need a lawn tractor to do my lawn, but I need a lawn tractor to do my driveway in the winter.
Mm.
That's funny. Yeah, if I lived like in an apartment building or something and I shoveled my car out, because like they bury those things with the city plows. So if you dig your car out of a spot, I'm pretty sure you own that spot. They have people putting chairs and all kinds of stuff in their spot. It was super funny. It was a funny video. But Snowmageddon 26. So funny.
Man, if you're a kid in Massachusetts growing up as a teenager, what we got was nothing. The typical New England winter. Now, I'm not going to say what those are for. I want you guys to guess.
Thumb war.
What's that?
A thumb war. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war.
Nope.
The light just went off, came back on again. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
It
we can hear
holds a can or something.
What those are actually for are, do you guys like eating Doritos?
Yeah.
You know how your fingers get orange?
Oh, are those to pick up Doritos?
Those are to pick up the Dorito chips.
That's hilarious. Do they work on Cheetos too?
Yep.
Flamin' hot Cheetos are another culprit of orange fingers. That's funny. Now, are
That's
those
pretty
hands
ingenious.
safe to lick the Cheetos cheese off of?
Well, I mean, it's made out of PLA, so I would assume, I wouldn't put them in the dishwasher.
They might be a different shape when they get out. And Jack in the shop, I measured 9 inches of snow in my yard. Wow, that's a ton.
And
Yeah,
they
that's-
have a version 2 of those with a pistol grip if you need a better way to hold on to it.
Yeah, the weatherman said we were supposed to get 5 inches, and we got 13 here in Kannapolis, North Carolina.
Oh,
That's crazy.
oh.
And that's
And
another
technically
place that
it's
doesn't
still going.
have. And do y'all have a lot of snow trucks there, and ice trucks or salt trucks? And all
Yeah,
that?
all the snow trucks and everything are in Asheville, and in the mountainous area up by the Blue Mountains, the Smoky Mountains. We don't really have ice trucks down here or snow plows. They put down salt on the roads and brine, and that's about it. So,
Man.
but yeah, also I went out with some neighborhood friends and we did some tubing since it snowed, and on our way back we heard on the radio that there was a 100-car delay. I guess there was an accident, and the accident closed both lanes of one of the major interstates that goes through North Carolina, I-85. And there's over 150 cars that are stranded, including
wow.
tractor trailers. And they've called out the National Guard to try to get the traffic moving again, because the entire I-85 northbound section is closed.
And Gabe is reporting officially there is 0.0 inches of snow in Orlando.
Yeah.
But Ed was
Same in
telling us
Miami.
that you might have to wear a long sleeve T-shirt here in the near future.
Yep.
That's
lost
Yeah,
my
North
crazy.
Carolina is not equipped for any accumulation of snow,
Oh yeah.
and we just had ice last weekend.
You know, the funny part would have been if you had someone from New England up there, we could have taught you how to bumper surf.
Well, I got a Jeep Wrangler, so I can go anywhere I want. But I'm also from the Midwest, so I know how to drive in snow and bright sunshine and rain. And North
Yeah,
Carolina
but
don't.
I mean, as kids growing up, we used to bumper surf, which would be you'd grab the bumper of the car that was going down the road and you'd scooch down so they couldn't see you through the rearview mirror, and you'd hold on to their bumper and go down the road.
My friend used to have
Yeah,
a
we used to
car
do
with
that.
a little luggage rack or whatever on the trunk lid or whatever, and we used to get on our skateboards and hold on to the luggage rack or whatever and ride behind his car. Not much snow in Roswell, New Mexico, where I grew up, but we did ride our skateboards behind cars like that and bumper surf, I guess would be calling what you would call it. 3,500 people in North Carolina without power. That's crazy. 44,000 in Tennessee. Yeah, one of my friends at work that lives in Tennessee was without power for like 4 days. He flew to California for a business meeting so he could do email. That's so funny. He couldn't get his
I
email
didn't
done
realize.
until then. It's so funny.
I didn't realize Gabe was so close to me. He's only about an hour and a half from me.
Would 1 inch of snow would paralyze the city. That's how it was in Albuquerque. Like I said, they don't have no snow plows or salt trucks or anything like that. So like 1 inch of snow would like destroy that city, and we got like 21 or 22 inches in like 3 hours.
In northern Florida
yeah,
last week, it snowed in northern Florida last week.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, not down here, not in Orlando, but it was up on the northeastern part of the state, I think, is where they had the snow.
That's crazy. This is a cool little is this for Valentine's Day?
Yeah. And there's no glue there. The roses press fit onto those stems. The circle that you see there that the stems go into, that press fits into the model, and the heart press fits into the model itself there as well. So there's no glue. That's all tolerances.
Turned out nice.
Yeah, it's a nice clean print.
That's in Maker's World,
Yes.
and it's called I Love You.
Let me see if I can find it now.
You'll post it.
Grab the link.
I think that particular file is called I Hate You, Ed.
Yeah, everybody's like, can you share that link for the sign and roses?
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty simple, well, with the exception of the roses, a pretty simple model. You could make that with a vector file,
Yeah.
and then just adjust the thicknesses where it all snaps or glues together. The roses are the hard part.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
also
it's really
did
cool.
I also did this. You don't have a picture of it, Len, because my granddaughter came by, saw it, and it found a new home. But you guys will probably like these.
Oh, Trash Panda.
As my granddaughter calls them, the outdoor kitties.
Did you use marble for this sculpture print or just white?
That's just bamboo white.
I've done a couple sculpture prints kind of like this, and I tell you, the marble hides everything. I mean, it looks like a piece of marble until you pick it up.
Really, the layer lines and all of that melt into the speckles or whatever.
Yeah, unless you really, really look for it, you can't see any layer lines.
I haven't printed with any of the marble in a while. I'm looking up on my wall here. I should have a roll of that somewhere up here. I haven't printed with any of that in a while.
My wife is a cat lover, so this kind of worked right into. I was going to do it in gray because she has 2 Russian blues. But when I looked at the gray that I had that bluish gray. So it wasn't going to come out right.
Yeah, it's a cool model too. Super clean.
Yeah, if I think about it next week, I'll print up a couple marble sculptures and those pictures.
And you can see the background's got my Blue Yeti microphone. So I figured that could give you the idea of how
big it is.
How big it is. Instead of pulling out my alcohol bottle. That's just another one of the penguins on patrol.
That sits on your door frame, right?
Yes.
That sits on your door frame, right?
Yes.
Robert, mute your TV or whatever.
It is.
And welcome back to the stream, Robert.
Sorry I'm so late.
No problem.
That's just the base. You'll understand it when you see the thing put together, but I wanted to make sure that you got a picture of the base as well when it was all put together.
That's cool.
Yeah, that turned out awesome.
Don't worry about that heart that says crash next to the video.
I crash you?
I made my
Good
daughter.
one, Mark. Was that did you upload that tweak of the design back on Make the World?
I made my daughter a family tree for her dogs. And my daughter was down in Florida a couple of weeks ago because of her mother-in-law was dying of cancer. So they went down and spent what time they had down there in Florida. And she comes back with a dog from Florida. She adopted a dog while she was out there. So she kind of got mad at me and said, hey, my family tree's missing a name. So I had to print that on the family tree.
Yeah, I like that rose. That's actually very similar, if not the same, as the laser file that's been going around for a couple years. where you can cut it out of clear acrylic and then you do the acrylic heart.
Oh,
Three
that's what
different layers.
that's what Jack in the shop put in the chat. I did them on the laser, cut them out of 3mm plywood. That's so funny.
Yeah,
But
I've actually seen quite a few laser files make their way into Maker World.
well, it's just the vector, the SVG, right? As long as you have a SVG of this stuff, you can do either way.
I just
all of it
posted the
is
link
true.
to that. And he's got several different ones. That one says love you, but he's got one that has nothing. He's got a rose that has, small hearts on it. I mean, you scroll down through it, and I want to say there's like 10 to 15 different versions of the rose that you can print to put in that base.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, there's tons of different things like that in the laser world. You go to like Creative Fabrica, and there's 500 of these things. But what I like is that it works for 3D print and laser. There's not many files out there that are compatible with both.
That's a good point.
Some of them are, some of them aren't. But for the majority, there's a lot of them that it wouldn't make sense for a 3D printer. You're muted, Robert.
Muted?
It looked like you were trying to talk, but nothing was coming out.
And that one there, the hot spins.
Oh, that's cool. Is that based on that sculpture in New York City?
I don't know, to tell you the truth.
It looks like
Yeah,
it.
I forget where in NYC it's at, but I've seen it in person. It's on one of the streets up by Times Square, I think, or down by Central Park or something.
Man, that thing is huge.
And you said it rotates?
Yeah, the hot itself will rotate.
What's a hat? You mean the heart?
Yes.
Are those shapes
Stop.
of that dragon?
Stop picking
heart?
on my New England accent. I can't help it if we pronounce our R's. We got to go and get our car doors.
Oh man.
Don't ask what your country can do for you, but what for you can do for your country.
That's so
Am I seeing something that's not really there? And is that dragon made up of hearts?
Yes. The Valentine's dragon.
And where it's a
real heart. It looks like a
real
real
heart
heart.
shape. That would be funny.
Either way, it turned out great.
Yeah, it looks awesome. And it has a heart tail. That's funny.
Got a
I bet
hat in the
that's
top
hard
of its
to
head.
print.
The links look really thick and solid too, so that's good because a lot of the Flexies, their links are not solid, and if you twist them just a little bit too far, they snap.
I figured the best way to show that one was just that on my keyboard, so you can figure out the length and everything else just by looking at it.
Cool.
Yeah, really cool. Thanks for sending all of those in, Mark. Giving everybody some ideas for Valentine's Day already. Let's check in on Pikachu here. Man, that thing, I think we were at the mouth a little while ago and it's already at the top of the eye.
That normal speed or ludicrous speed?
Just normal speed, 100.
I wish you could set the speed to something other than the 4 different speeds.
I agree. There should be a speed in between like normal and ludicrous.
Yeah.
There is, isn't there, sport?
Yeah, there is a sport in there, and many times in sport is too fast.
I used to do ludicrous and all of that, but man, this thing's fast just on the normal settings, so I don't ever really mess with that anymore. When I first got my X1C, I don't even think I've adjusted the speed on the H2D, and I sure haven't on the H2C. I guess I could, but I just don't anymore because these things print pretty doggone fast as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't adjust the speed much, but I'm mainly afraid that the faster I go, if I'm doing like a grid fill or something, which rarely I do anymore, I always do whatever the other one is.
Gyroid?
Yeah, gyroid. But when I used to do grid fill or rectangular fill, and I would crank that thing up, I could just see that thing catching on one of them grids and snapping that nozzle.
So the next print you got to do there, Len, is the side duck.
I think that one's on here.
Did you see the Pokeballs? Did I send that off? That I did? The nesting Pokeballs?
Yeah, I think that was last week or the week before last, right?
Yeah, something like that. I had 4 nesting Pokeballs.
Yeah, the side ducks, one of these as well. All right, let's jump over to Justin and see what Justin's been printing. And these turned out pretty cool. Who you gonna call?
Hang on, Bill.
Ash
I'll call
Ketchum.
the Hulk.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of flexies lately just to put in the shop and stuff. So these are all mainly Patreon ones that I've subscribed to. But I found one Patreon in particular, and apparently he went on a whole 1980s kick because he has a lot of 80s cartoon characters and movie characters and all this. And I'm like, man, I bet those things will sell like hotcakes. So I've subscribed to his Patreon so I could sell them, and I've been printing the heck out of them.
Have they been doing good in your shop?
I haven't put them in the shop yet because we have 13 feet of
Your shop is buried in Snowmageddon. That's funny.
Yeah, basically. But all the prints turned out great. Some of them take quite a while.
Is this
So I always
from
try to-
Duck Hunt or whatever? Is that the duck from? That's so funny.
So some of them take quite a while. I think the duck to print 14 of them on the H2D took 23 hours. I want to say Stay Puff took about 14 hours, and then Slimer took 18 to 19 hours, and the Hulk was another 18 hours, and the Heart was simple, which was like 7 hours.
Slimer turned out awesome, and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man looks pretty awesome too.
Now
Yeah,
all you need is a version of Ecto 1.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't. He hasn't released anything like that yet, but I do have some of the actual Ghostbusters coming up in the next couple pictures, maybe. One of them didn't get done printing before the show, so it's still printing right now. But the other ones I got done.
Cool.
Yeah, this guy's Patreon. I'm trying to remember what his name is. Let me go there real quick.
I assume it's a flexi, right?
Yes, yeah, he does a lot of flexes.
And print in place, or
Yes,
like the duck, is that a print in place?
yes, all these are print in place. Now on my print in place, even though they don't suggest brims and stuff like that, I always do an outer brim with, if it's a 0.2 layer height, I set the outer brim to 0.41. So it's not really there to hold it in place as it is so much to keep it from shifting. Because when you print flexies, if that nozzle hits that flexi and it knocks the head loose, even though it's still connected, that print's now ruined. So I do put a brim on them, but I make the brim just not even barely touching the model. So as soon as I bend the plate to get the models off, the prints off, it just comes right off with it.
Sometimes they are a pain in the butt to get off the bed because they're not thick enough to flex off.
Yeah, on those I usually use the metal plate because I'll look at the links and see if they're really small links once I resize the model, and if they are, then I'll use the PEI texture plate. But on a lot of these, I use the PEI smooth plate, and I just put glue on it so they stay in place.
Yeah. Why is the belly not going all the way down? Did they just not allocate enough room in the flexi?
That's just the way he's leaning. It actually does go all the way down, but I think when I took the picture, he was kind of leaning on my little board that I have.
I noticed that all these have a belly gap.
Yeah, it's probably because my board wasn't straight. But the name of this guy is Mad Monkey 3D on Patreon, and he has, I don't know, 500-600 different flexes.
Cool.
I find when I'm doing the flexi stuff like this, if I print them on my BQ plates, I never have an issue with them coming off.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes on the textured plate they are fine, and other times it'll get 90% done, and that nozzle will hit every single one of those things, and I'll lose the entire plate. The Spider-Man turned out pretty decent. Now this one also prints flat. Some of the ones that I've done in the past have a piece that you glue onto the back, make it more 3D-ish. But this one was a flat print place. I want to say it took like 18 hours for 14 of them,
That's not bad.
and that's on the H2D.
That's not bad for
What?
4-color print. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, and unless the H2D is busy printing something else, I try to do all the flexies on it because almost all of them are at least 4 colors or more. But if it's busy, then I'll throw it in the H2S and just eat the 40, 50 grams of poop. Not all of us are, lucky enough to have an H2C.
What was that? Just kidding.
He actually has three different Care Bears. The other one is Sunshine, but for some reason he made these standing and the other one sitting, and I didn't like the fact that the one was sitting because there isn't as much articulation with it, so I didn't print it. And then these are he went back to the Care Bears. But yeah, these printed really good. I wish he would do some more of those because I think with 80s nostalgia, especially people my age.
All these little 80s things will sell out. Those Care Bears, I don't think you can print enough of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Motu or Masters of the Universe. These are the only two that he has. And of course, it never fails. I was getting ready to print He-Man, and I ran out of beige, which is really the best skin tone filament that Bamboo has. And so I ordered 6 more rolls of it, but again, Snowmageddon hit North Carolina. So I thought, well, I might as well print these. So I used matte desert tan for the skin instead, and it actually turned out really well.
Yeah, it turned out great.
So now
looks like he has boobs.
Yeah. So now I ordered 5 more rolls of desert tan, so I can use that as skin for different characters.
I wonder if there's any legal dilemma printing those.
I mean, that's always been a question on pretty much anything 3D printing, but I mean, in all honesty,
the problem legally would be that, and he probably doesn't have the license to be able to duplicate that to sell it.
right?
And I understand how many people think that now that it's so old, it could be, but no, that doesn't have much to do with it.
No, and that's, I mean, the problem is I mean, you could go, if you went on Maker World and you removed all the stuff that had IP in it, Maker World would have like 3 models.
It'd be a lot more than that, but I get what you're saying. But there is a lot of intellectual theft.
Well, there are some that do fall off. Case in point, the original Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, went into public domain because their IP thing on it expired.
Right. But the dilemma with that is the Steamboat Willie expired, but Mickey Mouse didn't.
Right, that's what I just said. But what I'm saying is the original Mickey Mouse, which was Steamboat Willie, came out of protection and went into domain because of how old it was.
And it only took, like 100 years? So with these, we got about another 80 years left.
I don't know it, honestly, but I do know, in what they were trying to say,
I
it
don't
does
think
fall off after a certain time.
so. Like honestly, like I don't think these companies are losing any money by this. The PR for them to go after people making 3D models would cost them more than they would ever get out of like actually applying their licenses to all of this stuff. And I don't think that they, again, the PR of going after Justin, who's over here 3D printing these out to make some little kid happy that goes by his booth, like just the PR on that from Mattel would be crazy bad. So like, yeah, there's laws and stuff on paper, but you also have to think about the enforcement of it, and does it really make sense for the company to enforce that? And I can tell you from a big company perspective, like just the negative publicity on this alone isn't worth the trouble to go after all of that stuff. So I think that's why you see a lot of that stuff on Maker World and everything is just the juice isn't really worth the squeeze to go after people for that. And
even
it's
if you
just a
ignore
bad
the
it's just a
PR.
bad look. It's just a bad look for folks to do that. So yeah, technically on paper people might be breaking the law, but like there's nobody really out there enforcing it because what are they really losing here? I don't see what they're really losing here. But
Even if
they
you
could turn
ignore
into the
PR,
music industry
the amount that
and be
it
all
would cost
stupid.
them to enforce this would be way more than it would
Correct.
be to that they
Well,
potentially could
they
get.
have lawyers on staff that are
Oh yeah.
there to do that anyway, so they have to pay the lawyers no matter what. But yeah, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. No,
Correct.
no
Most
matter
of the
how you
time,
look
you'll
at
get
it.
the cease and desist letter, and that's it.
Yeah, now if Justin went out and was making millions off of this or something, then yeah, they're gonna come and mess around. But
Right.
stupid stuff
Yeah.
on Maker World, I don't know.
Yeah,
Hey,
Now these
you
people that
sell
are
it for
getting
$1, you need to sell 1,000,000 of them to make $1 million. So
now these folks that are getting $30,000-$40,000 in crowdfunding for Boeing and Lockheed and McDonnell
Yes.
Douglas designs, those folks I might be worried about.
Yep. Exactly.
I saw
Well, I
today
mean-
that I saw today that YouTube they were discussing that Bamboo Lab is suing Creality and a couple of other 3D printing firm that actually are stealing models out of Maker World. They have by millions of them, I mean, and they're purging them. The largest repository right now. in
And
terms
how
of
did
download
Bamboo know that? Because they did that with printables and Thingiverse.
They did it at the beginning, right? But
Yeah,
apparently
because
they have a
like
contract.
everything in the very beginning, like there was, there's like a couple hundred models on Maker World at the very, very beginning.
Yeah,
But then all of a sudden, everything that you saw on printables and everything that you saw on Thingiverse was all of a sudden like overnight on Maker World.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Cruiser-
and it wasn't the artist going to Maker World. It
Mm-mm.
was them
Mm-mm,
going.
it was remixes.
Why
And,
is my model on Maker
Yeah.
World? I've never even been to that site.
yeah, and half of them weren't even tagged, but the ones that were tagged, you would go to the tag and it would take you to Thingiverse or whatever. You're like, what the hell? And it's the same thing by some other dummy over here. What the heck is this?
Sure. But there was. I was saying
know,
what they were saying. I'm sorry. I go ahead.
I was just going to say, in all honesty, if that bill in Washington goes through, we won't have to worry about it because all these things will be told, oh, nope, you can't print this one.
that's the
That
bill in
will never
Washington
happen.
is a joke. They can't enforce that. You can't write the software. That they
It hasn't
think
gone
they're gonna
anywhere
get
since
right.
June of 2025. So
And
Good
the
luck,
same
guys.
bill, I think, is sitting in New York.
It's slightly different. I think it's not exactly the same thing.
And
But
believe it
yeah.
or not, my state is looking at it. So what's that tell you?
Which state?
Massachusetts.
Yeah. And where I understand how people think that AI can detect all this crap. But no, AI can't tell the difference between this and a gun.
Nope.
And even if you wrote the software to detect that this is not a gun, okay, is this one a gun?
Yeah, so I think all of that, again, every one of them that I looked at on the news segment that had anything to do with that was sitting in committee, and all of that enforcement, I think, rose more questions than it does answers. If anything comes through, I think it'll be like California did it, and like there's already laws in place, but it doesn't have anything to do with the making of it. They're just saying if you get caught with this thing, then it's a misdemeanor or whatever. So they don't give a crap, how you're trying to make it. And I think that's going to be the problem that they all run into. They can all say this, that, and the other. But when it comes down to the AI little bot actually being able to detect all of this stuff, even if they got all of this stuff through committee, through the House, through the Senate, all the way, like the bill in the Senate or whatever, and got it all the way to the president's desk and all of that, when it came down to enforcement, I don't think that they could ever have anything that they could actually put out there for all the reasons above. So I think the only thing that we'll ever see come out of that, I think that people can try to do whatever and they can write up the craziest stuff ever. It's what actually makes it past a committee and gets written into a bill and then gets to a vote or whatever. That's what's really going to make any difference. And I think we'll see more things like California where the end result is banned. And because how are you going to enforce anything else without stomping all over all kinds of other stuff? So that's why I don't think it'll make it much further than committee unless it's just something like California. And you've seen that went right through because, okay, like there's a misdemeanor law that you can't have a 3D printed gun. Like, okay, wow. But it's not, we're going to spend billions of dollars trying to make an AI bot that if you have a cylinder in your 3D printer or CNC machine, we're going to cut it down. I just don't see any of that stuff going through. But like what they did in California, that's probably more likely what we'll see is just having a 3D printed gun may be illegal. But again, I didn't see anything about metal or a serial number on the Second Amendment. Did not see any references to either one of those things.
I can't see that a 3D printed gun would be accurate enough for...
I would be scared to shoot the thing, man. Like, good Lord.
Yeah.
Like, metal guns blow up in people's hands and you're going to, like, put these layer lines of bamboos, crappy old printers on there. I don't know. People got more cojones than I do because I that's the other thing is like, holy cow, that's scary.
What got me on that is, if you guys remember a while back, somebody actually made a wood gun with wood bullets and, did a crime with it and so forth. And you didn't see the outcry of, well, now we've got to go into all this woodworking stuff because...
We need bullets out of ice. Are we going to go ban? Are you going to have to get a background check to get an ice tray or what?
You live in California.
Some crazy Karen will write up a bill about ice trays, though. That's for sure.
But yeah, these are just
won't get far, but some crazy Karen will put it down on paper to make herself feel better.
Yeah, I can understand their desire, or they're trying to do something, but it doesn't mean it can be done.
They'd have to come up with different procedures anyway, because to come up with the label ghost gun as they got it out there, let me tell you, from speaking from experience, that phrase is a catch-all. So if you have an officer that finds something and he doesn't know or she doesn't know how to label it, guess what? It's a ghost gun.
I like what Jack in the shop said.
That is the
we're
to the
talking
barrel.
about all of this, but you could still buy a metal 80% lower and mill it out a lot faster. That's 100% true. And that's the other thing is like all this stuff about 3D printed stuff, and you can get like most of this stuff mostly pre-made where barely any milling of the metal stuff can go. And like, I mean, even on my CNC machine, I can make a serial number disappear right away in a matter of seconds. In the vacuum.
Well, I mean, these Ghostbusters right here's a perfect example. It doesn't have the Ghostbusters logo anywhere on it, and unless you knew exactly what you were looking at, you would say, they look close to the Ghostbusters, but there's no IP infringement there. You can't.
Yes, there is.
You can't infringe on somebody wearing glasses. You can't infringe on the no logo.
And how many millions are you going to waste in court trying to argue that this looks like some dude like Dan Aykroyd or whatever?
Legally, this does look that way.
But
and
again, who's going to enforce it? No one.
Right. I'm not saying that this would be enforceable, but if somebody wanted to argue that these are it doesn't need a logo, it doesn't need anything other than gives the impression. It doesn't need to be 80% there. No.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I've spent millions on legal shit like this.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Nobody's going to enforce it. So.
Okay, nobody's going to enforce this because it's not worth the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
They don't even have the ghost on their arms. So,
Well, and that's just it. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's going to push it. And even if they did, all I got to say is, hey, I bought the file from the guy.
Yeah,
But
talk
if
to
he
this
didn't-
guy.
He's the one that made it. I just printed it.
But that doesn't absorb you. You're receiving stolen goods.
Nobody stole anything. I don't think that's stolen.
And yes, it's stolen.
Not copyright. It's not.
Yes, copyright. It's definitely infringing. There's no question about it.
Either way, I
But
thought they were
whether
cool.
it's whether it would be enforced by anybody, that's a totally different story. I agree with Len on
Yeah,
this.
the only people that are saying anything about it are keyboard lawyers. It's the only people you ever hear mention or even say anything about that. Keyboard lawyers that read an
so the
article
original
somewhere.
Ghostbusters had flat
Eh,
heads in the back.
Yeah,
that doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah. Did they have flat heads in the back? Or
Right.
everything with the flat head is copyright infringement now. You know, like you could just go down that tunnel on every single thing, and that's just and that's why you'll never see anything on there. It's just ridiculous. It's just you can take things to ridiculous things. I mean, is the glasses company gonna sue the Ghostbuster people for copyright infringement? Do they have a perpetual license for Ray-Ban?
Do you
Well,
think
is
they didn't pay
the
to have
U.S. military
Ray-Ban
going to
used?
say that you can't use black
Yeah.
framed?
Yeah,
Glasses,
BCGs.
because
You
when
can't
you're
have
in-
you can't have
when
birth
you're in
control
basic,
glasses anywhere.
They make you wear black framed glasses. So
Those are BCGs, birth control glasses. Because if you wear them, you ain't getting any.
Exactly.
this reminds me of that
But yeah, I
toy
mean, that-
you were
in all
talking
honesty,
about, Len.
There's a whole rabbit hole you can go down with that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, I thought they were cool, so I printed them just like everybody prints everything else.
Yep.
Yeah, this will never be an issue.
They were neat. That's it.
Jack in the Shop. When you search how Ghostbusters got started, Ghostbusters was a ripoff of another show to start with. Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, it's like the what? The Labubus or whatever you call them?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those little evil demons.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Those little evil demons might come after you in court, though.
Yeah.
They might.
Talk about
This is the
cat
print I
trolls.
was. This is the print I was waiting on. So this is a flexi that I personally designed and modeled this weekend, and this was the test print for it.
Oh, nice. What color is that yellow, green, or whatever? It's like neon bright.
That's actually what it's called. It's called Bright Green from Bamboo Lab.
Oh, wow.
Bright lime green. So the way that I did this is I had a drawing that I had done. I sent it up to Chat GPT and I said, make me a toy looking version of this from a side view. And it's got to lay flat, and the arms have to be, out in front, out in back, and it has to be symmetrical. So it came back with an image. I shot it up to stlbuddy.com. And when you sign up there, you get so many credits. And I think this was like 4 credits out of the 100 that I got for free. It converted it to an STL, downloaded that, took it in the Blender, and I have a file that you basically take into Blender and do Boolean cutouts to make the different links. Did that 3 times on this model, exported it, painted it in Bamboo, and shot it through the printer, and this is what came out.
That's really cool.
Cool technique.
There's, I think you can find them on Etsy. The one I found was free, but there are some on Etsy that are a little better, and they're called flexi cutters, I believe. And as long as you know some stuff about 3D modeling and whatnot, it's basically a Boolean operation is what it is. You just drop it in where you want, size it, and then it makes the cutouts. And then
I saw one posted on MakerWorld.
Yeah, you can actually just take a regular STL, a solid STL model, in the Bamboo Studio, and then bring in the flexi cutter object into Bamboo Studio and do the Boolean operation right there if you want. I did it in Blender because Blender's designed for heavy mesh, objects where Bamboo Studio really isn't. But yeah, I would say from start to finish, I created this flexi, with the exception of painting, probably in about 25 minutes.
That's amazing.
From shooting the image to Chat GPT, to getting the render, to going to STL Buddy, downloading the STL, and then throwing in the links in Blender and shooting it to Bamboo, probably about 25, 30 minutes. And then it was a 2-hour and 25-minute 4-color print.
Took longer to print it than it did to make it.
Yep. But it's completely mine. I can do whatever I want with it. And
Yeah. Talking about copyright protection.
Yeah. So I can put it in the shop and whatnot. And I plan on making a lot more. Because I looked at my Patreon bill this month, and I'm spending probably close to $250, if not $300 a month, just in Patreon fees. So I want to try to cut that down a little bit.
All right. Well, thank you for sending those in. We'll check back in on Pikachu. Already up on the ears. Thing is.
Make sure you hit the like button.
Yeah, make sure you hit the like button if you liked any of those prints. If you liked any of the prints this evening, be sure to smash the like button. Appreciate everybody watching. There will be a video tomorrow. It'll be a cool one. And I'll see everybody then. Have a great rest of your evening. Have a great weekend. See everybody tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining.
Take care, guys.
Have a great one, guys.
Night,
Bye.
gentlemen.
Bye-bye.